My name is Erika Mitchell. I am the board member for Atlanta Public Schools District 5. District 5 encompasses the Mays and Douglas clusters, and it is located northwest and southwest of Atlanta. Why I wanted to run for Atlanta Public Schools board member position, I wanted to be able to engage with our youth, find out what their needs are, and how do we meet them where they are. Along with that journey, running for board member, I believe that every child have the opportunity to reach their full potential, and that we as adults need to provide any opportunity, services, support for these students so they can reach their full potential. I believe in the success of our students, these students that I serve as a board member, be able to become productive citizens and to come back into their communities and help to rebuild and sustain. And this is important to me because I have a personal story about why I wanted to be a board member. Growing up in Atlanta, I would go visit my grandparents who lived in the historical Collier Heights. Collier Heights community is the only historical community in Atlanta, in the city of Atlanta, that was built by Black people that have homes. Frederick Douglass High School and the Douglass cluster sits in that community. Visiting my grandparents, I was able to see what we consider in Atlanta Public Schools excellence, where the schools were thriving, the communities were thriving, people took a high priority in education. Becoming a board member, I saw a difference. I didn't see what I saw when I was growing up. I saw a lot of disparity, disenfranchisement of different communities because of different reasons that have nothing to do with the school district. But then how do we engage and bring our community back together? I believe the schools are the heart of the community. With strong schools, you have strong communities. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to run, because I saw how my grandparents helped to build and foster this community, and I wanted to see this community back to where it was as I remember as a child. As a board member, I serve on a couple of committees for Atlanta Public Schools, which are Audit Committee, Policy Review Committee, our Legislative Committee, and I was able to serve on our Equity Task Force. Those committees allow me to understand the dynamics of a board member and different capacities that we can serve outside of the roles that we're tasked with, which we all know, board members hire and fire superintendents, approve our annual budget, and develop policies. Along with that, I believe we are public servants as well. So within my first term as a board member, I was able to accomplish a lot of things, but it not as an individual, but as a board. I'm one of 9 board members, and being one of 9 board members, you have to depend on your fellow board colleagues to support the different initiatives that you have. One of the things I wanted to share is becoming a board member. I wasn't aware of a lot of barriers that our students face. One of the things that I realized coming on board was child exploitation. It is not something that I knew much about, but after reaching out to juvenile courts and having a tour and learning about some of the things that were happening to our kids, the first thing as a parent and a board member is how do we protect our students? How do we educate our students to make sure that we can keep them safe and that we do what we can to protect them while they're in our schools? And then collaborating with our city, our county, and other government agencies to make sure that they are safe as well. One of the things about being a board member, you can develop policies, and policies are what drive our district and give our district direction. And so with that, was able to champion and develop the first domestic minor sex trafficking policy in the state of Georgia for any school district. And then further on, looking at how do we support our students with mental health, I was able to champion and write the first trauma-informed policy for this school district, and it's the first in the state of Georgia for any school district. Let's look at some of the things that our students may have struggles with behavior or discipline. And so I looked at restorative justice practice policy, which helps to resolve conflicts, turn bad behavior into positive behaviors. And it's a way of intervention on the school level so we can teach our students how to navigate through certain situations without using violence. being a board member, you have to have the passion and the purpose, because we're faced with challenging decisions. Those challenging decisions that we make always should focus on how it affects the students, not the adults that are involved, not the businesses or big companies. It is all about how do we serve our students and make sure they receive everything that they need to be successful. And meeting our families where they are. That's what it takes to be a school board member.